This is Underground Opera.
Welcome to Undergroundopolis, everyone. Wednesday night. I guess it's Wednesday morning, actually, when this first comes out. But I'm just going to make a couple of quick little announcements. You know, my buddy Buckshot George, he just got a new open mic over on Heights Lane, 2922 Heights Lane at the Gold Nugget Tavern on Tuesday nights. And since he's my buddy and he asked me to be in his new video and everything, I figured I'd give him a shout out about that. You know, it's a really cool little place. There's a neon. There's got a nice stage. And there's neon back there. It says Gold Nugget. You feel like you're in Vegas. So like if you wanted to make a video or something and maybe even lie. So yeah, I did this in Vegas. I don't think anybody would know. I'm not encouraging you to lie, but we are musicians. And of course, my buddy, local comedian, Uncool Randy, still doing the Sunday Night Live open mic every Sunday night, 6 to 8 p.m., 21st in Germantown, 1481 South Shelby Street, Louisville, Kentucky. And right now, if you get picked, right now, if you go do that open mic right now, that's where they're hiking up paying gigs for that place. So you go there and do something, go give it your best. There's a real good likely chance you'll get a paying gig out of the deal. But that's super cool. So tonight, I'm going to bring my guests right on. I'm going to let them introduce themselves because I just got long-winded again, you know.
Hey, how we doing?
Guys.
I'm Zach.
I'm
Rex. Yeah, thank you guys for having us on. We're excited to be here.
You are Uncured. You're from New Jersey. We're at New Jersey.
We're a little bit northern New Jersey, so like 40 minutes from the city.
You on the right there by the GW?
Yeah,
That's how we would get into the city.
I was just there. I think in December I was just in New York City, man. I'd never been before. I tell you, I loved every freaking second of it. I thought New York was badass.
What was the occasion that brought you there?
I played a show there. I played in Harlem, a place in Harlem called the World Shrine.
Oh, we just went there. Like,
isn't it nice? Isn't it a badass place? Really, man. I know it's small, but it's awesome.
It's got a pretty unique aesthetic because it's got like newspapers taped to the ceiling, but it's also got like weird artifacts and stuff. So it's very unusual.
Cool. Yeah.
I felt so artsy.
Yeah, it is very artsy.
Yeah, you're New York City. You feel like you're really an artist then, or at least I did. Well, I brought you on here to talk about your new single, "Let's Break Out." Tell us all about that.
"Let's Break Out" is the first single off of our upcoming EP, and we've done a couple of interviews in the past where I've said, you better enjoy this song now because this is the happiest, most positive song Uncured will ever release. So if you're in a feel-good kind of mood, go stream "Let's Break Out" and enjoy it while it lasts.
Have you made a video for this?
Yeah. Yes, full music video on YouTube.
I thought so. I thought I watched that.
Yeah.
And tell us about your new EP.
All right, so it's tentative release date is June 2nd. It is called My Design. It has 6 songs on the digital, 7th bonus track on the physical CD and vinyl. If we're definitely coming out with CDs, I hope vinyls as well. We have 5 original songs on there, and we have a cover of Linkin Park's "One Step Closer" as well. And we have a lot of variety, some super heavy stuff, a lot of catchy stuff, a lot of singing, a lot of guitar solos. So a good variety of what we do on there.
Awesome. You're going to have a vinyl run, huh? Are you going to have a cassette run?
Push for vinyls because no matter what, if you play a show, even if you absolutely bomb, people are going to buy the vinyl because they like vinyl.
I do. I buy cassettes too. I still like cassettes.
Well, we probably won't print up any of those, but that is something that we should maybe think about.
Yeah, it's kind of on the rise. Cassettes are. Believe it or not.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, you got a tour coming up or anything?
Yes, so we're currently going to play at Welcome to Rockville and Incarceration, and we're going to be announcing tour dates before and after those festivals as well throughout the spring and summer. It's we have a lot of U.S. dates coming up, so definitely keep an eye out on all of our pages because we will be coming through. That's for sure.
Where is Welcome to Rockville?
It is in in Daytona, Florida.
Daytona, Florida.
You said Rockville. When someone says Rockville, I automatically think Illinois. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a lot of those festivals are a little bit confusing, like Welcome to Rockville, Rocklahoma, which just. But yeah, we'll be in Daytona, Florida for Welcome to Rockville, and Ohio for Incarceration Fest.
Is that a tattoo fest?
Yes, that's right.
We might be the least tatted band on that bill.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I said we might be the least tatted band on that bill.
You might not be after you leave.
We will.
Don't like tattoos?
I think that they look cool on other people, but I personally just don't want any on my skin because I'm the type of person that like will make an album cover, I'll think it's great, and then a week later I'll be like, "What is this? It's terrible. I hate it." So if I did that on my body, I'd be stuck with it.
Yeah, fair.
Well, speaking of album covers, my design with the egg. Who did that art?
We worked with a variety of artists for this one. Like we went out to a bunch of different people, commissioned artists, and we eventually just picked the one that we liked the best. Kind of work with them a little bit on the finesse, and we just thought that this one had such a nice power to it. It's very clean, and I think that everybody wants to know what's inside of that egg. So, like Let's Break Out, kind of goes in conjunction with that. And as far as we're thinking about it, this EP is kind of our debut of how we sound to the world, and then the next record is going to be a real punch in the face. So we're stoked for all the music that's to come.
That's right.
Now, what are your positions in the band?
All right, so I play guitar, and Rex is the lead singer.
Sing and scream, yeah. And I do guitar as well.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I play some guitar as well live, so we do some guitar harmonies. And it's pretty fun.
There is some excellent guitar work on the stuff I've checked out, which I'll get to that. There's some excellent drum work too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good drummer, and very well produced. Which I'm going to ask. I always like to talk a little about producers because it's like they don't get mentioned enough. I think. Did you produce this yourselves? Did you work with a producer?
Let's Break Out is entirely self-produced. Mm-hmm. So engineering.
Real good,
thank you. Yeah, engineering, mixing, all of that stuff, everything done in-house. Actually, it's done right here where we're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good, man. Had you produced other stuff before on your own like that, or?
Yeah, a lot of our previous records, but this one is actually much more, like we had much more of a hand in this one than a lot of the prior records.
Speaking of prior, I did dig in my digging a couple of songs I really liked. I hope you don't mind we talk about those too. One is "Living Like I'm Dead." Oh,
fantastic! Yeah,
they got a cool story behind that. That song sounds like it could have a cool story behind it.
This one's from a while ago, so I didn't re-jog my memory. But I think that was. I'm like kind of blanking a little bit. It's been a while, but
it's all right.
Yeah.
The other one is "The Sky Is Falling."
Oh yeah, that one's we have a lot of acoustic on that, and I really like it. It's a very different sound from like the rest of the metal songs and things like that. It's catchy and definitely has like more is more evocative than other metal songs. So that's what you could expect some variety like that on our upcoming stuff as well.
Yeah, I think that my favorite part of "The Sky Is Falling" is probably the guitar layering, because we have like a very nice acoustic double and then also a harmonized acoustic lead part as well. and some slight variations to the harmony. And I just think that the way that the doubling and the layering turned out with the acoustics and synths and drums all just sounds very, very sonically pleasing.
Well, I did like those two. I just wanted to touch on that, not to take anything away from Let's Break Out. Just like I want.
I appreciate you going back and listening, and we will still be playing "Living Like I'm Dead" live.
That's right.
Yeah, this is a weird, maybe a little different question. Do you think it's better to drop singles than to just release the whole album at once? Do you think that's a better plan?
So I think there's pros and cons. You can make the argument for both sides, but the way that the industry is moving, everybody's just leaning towards doing singles at this point because, or doing at least a lot of singles and then putting out the full record. Because if you just put out a full record, it's so hard to capture somebody's attention that most of the songs, probably about 80%, are just going to slip through the cracks. Of the common listener, you'll have your diehard fans that are going to dig into every track, but for the most part, it's a lot easier to capture somebody's attention. Like, hey, listen to this song, and then a couple months later, be like, hey, listen to this other song, as opposed to putting out an album once and then not having anything else to go back out with.
Right, and then you see like, let's say a band released, an hour-long album. It's almost daunting is not the right word, but it's like, I want to have an hour to listen to this, and then it's like, oh, I'll listen to it on the weekend.
Yeah, you want,
and then you don't get around to it, But if your favorite band or some bands you like just released a 4-minute song, you're like, oh, I'll listen to that right now.
Yeah, and in the world of streaming, that's pretty crucial.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think streaming affects? Do you think it's positive or negative, or?
Same thing as the prior. There's pros and cons because there's a lot more people can access your music with a lot more ease, but at the same time, since you can access it so much easier, there's a smaller level of appreciation that goes into actually hearing the music because it's all just free for the taking. So like, I remember, well, I didn't actually live through this, but from what I've heard from other people is when you went to like go buy a physical record, it just had more meaning because you had to get to the store, you had to pay money for it. And then you'd have to wait like until you either get into your car, if it's a CD player, or if it's a vinyl to bring it back home. Like there was just way more work that went into actually hearing the songs. And since it's so easy nowadays, you probably don't have the same dopamine spike as a result because you didn't put in as much work to get to hear it in the first place.
That's a really good point. Like I remember because I'm older than you guys. I started out on vinyl. And well, I never had an 8-track player, but my grandparents did. And I would listen to those two. And of course, then everything kind of went to cassette. But still, even vinyl and cassette, and even CDs too. Vinyl, you had to get home, and when you was a kid like me, like, oh, can we go now? Can we go now? If I had a new record or something, because I wanted to open it up. I wanted to look at all the artwork, especially if it was a double fold. I wanted to see inside it, and good Lord, when I had Pink Floyd The Wall, my parents with that picture inside there, which is kind of bizarre. My parents taped it together, so I couldn't see it. I was so mad. I had to cut the tape and retape it.
Oh man! I guess what you're saying though is there was like a high level of anticipation and suspense. And that just makes you like crave the music more, whereas you don't have that same experience now. So, like I said, streaming pros and cons because it's easier for smaller bands, right? Like if it was all vinyl, it'd be a lot harder to get a print up and out to people and into stores. But since that's just kind of how things are working now.
All right, guys. Is there anything at all you'd like to plug in before we wrap it up?
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you everyone for listening. We are Uncured, and it helps a ton if you could follow us on Instagram at Uncured Band or Facebook, whatever is your preferred social media. We're all over YouTube as well. Please watch our newest music videos. And the best thing you could do is stream us on Spotify because that helps us a ton. Add us to your playlists, send it around to your friends, and look out for our new singles coming soon.
And we hope to see you guys on the road soon. We'll be announcing a lot more dates shortly. And can't wait to hang out with all of you as well.
That's right.
You got a Bandcamp or anything, or just a website you want to?
Our website is just uncuredband.com. We keep that updated with, tour dates. We got the bio, we got the merch shop, and our old songs as well on the website.